Welcome back, friends. It's the Halfass Crafter. I'm Laura, the Halfass Crafter. It's a new year. Are you excited? I'm kind of excited, but also, it's just another day. But we have something very fun to do today, you and I together. I got this cool set of color cubes for Christmas. I got volume 1 and volume 2. Funny story, I ordered this for myself the same day that my husband ordered a pair of shoes for himself, and we told each other, and then he said, what if we just swap the boxes and wrap it for each other? And so I knew that I was getting this for Christmas because I basically bought it for myself, but he had bought some running shoes for himself. They were equal in price, so we just swapped shipping boxes and wrapped them for each other. So this is how you give gifts when you get older, I've now come to realize, is you just do it yourself. And that's much easier. So we're going to work in the small art journal today. We're going to use the color cube, and then I've decided I'm going to try this year, and I'm not saying that it's going to work, but I'm going to try to use my Neocolor 2 Aquarelle crayons. But really what I want to do this year is I want to use all of the supplies that I don't really use all that often. And I really want to use more paints and watercolors and get a little messier. So I'm going to try to be a little messier in 2025. We'll see how it goes. It's okay if I don't make it. It's all okay. But what I wanted to do was open the color cubes with you. So to be fair, I have opened them already, but I want to show you what it looks like when you get them. You get them in this big box, and there's 2 cubes in here. Now these stickers come inside the boxes. Each box is individually sealed, like plastic wrapped, and then you have to put the stickers on. And so that's what I did. So I opened that and put the stickers on here, and let's pull these out. There's 1, here's 2, and then put this box back somewhere. Probably just recycle it because you can't keep everything, even though my brain is saying, but that's a great box. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. We have volume 1, volume 2. I'm probably just going to play in volume 1 today because, well, we're going to do 3 pages, and I want to try and keep the color scheme the same. So I put this in here so that I can mark my place when I pull out a card. So I want to get a card. Let's see. Ooh, look at those colors. All right, well, those are our colors. That's what we're going to use. So what I have to do is I have to find these colors or the closest to them in my Neocolors. So let's see, turquoise. Well, that's this one, isn't it? Yep. Steel blue. Ruh-roh, shaggy. Kinda, maybe. Dark blue. That's that one. These aren't the same tones is my only concern. Do I have another blue? No. Okay, Kelly green. Oh, that would be that, wouldn't it? Yes. And camel. Kind of that? Yeah, it's close enough. All right, there's our colors. Ooh, all right. We're gonna leave that there. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm doing? Good. Glad that we are in it together and clueless together. So I'm going to, hey, look, this page already has a little bit of aqua or turquoise on it. 1, 2, 3. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to make marks on the paper, and then we will spray the paper with water. So actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to do Okay, so I am going to make these designs and then I'm just going to quickly color them in like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take a water brush and I'm going to use this water brush, but I need to go fill it up with water. So if you're going to do any watercolors whatsoever, and if you're a little scared, I cannot recommend enough that you get a watercolor brush, because I find that that helps me feel a bit more confident in doing messy art things, because that way I'm not having to stick a brush in water and, like, you know, figure it all out. So I'm going to, and I'm kind of squeezing on this as I go to try and get water out. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to dry this, but I'm going to spray the back of this with some water. And I do that so that it will lay flat. So if your paper starts curling and you're using water on one side, just flip it over and put water on the other side, and usually it will even itself out. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do all right. So there's one background, and we're going to go set it off to the side and let it dry. And we're going to do another background. And this one, I think I'm going to okay, and then with the paper still wet, I'm going to go and add these little strips of this camel color in between, like that. All right, and then I'm going to say that that is good. I'm going to call that background done. I'm going to run over it a bit more with a little bit of water and see what happens. Okay, so now I'm going to let this one dry. And then I realized I like the look of the camel color as an accent on that one so much that I think I'm going to add it as an accent on this one. And this one's still damp. Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing with my supplies and using things. And I'm trying to get in the mindset of, you know, I can use my stuff. Like, it's okay. A lot of times, you know, I'll think, oh, I can't use that. I need to whatever, you know, it's, ooh, I need to wait for a special occasion. Those are really expensive supplies or whatever. And what I'm trying to really get into now is I'm trying to get into the mindset that, you know, I should use my supplies. They're expensive supplies. I paid money for them. So I really do need to use them. And that's really the mindset that I want to get into, especially this year, right? Oh, I like that a lot now that I added that little touch of yellow in there. Okay, all right, let's do the next one. And I think this one, I think I want to do, what do I want to do? I think I will do circles. So how was everyone's holiday? I hope that you got at least a little bit of a break. I will be honest, I really enjoyed having a moment of downtime and I didn't have to worry about videos, and I was able to worry about myself, and I got to do some stuff around the house, and I wasn't constantly sitting there going, okay, well, what's the next video I'm gonna make? And am I thinking about it, and do I have an idea, and blah, 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 blah. I wasn't having to do that. And it was kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of nice. So the cool thing about these crayons is, if you don't know about them, is that they are an awful lot like, you know, a crayon. They're waxy. They're not incredibly soft. If you think of like an art crayon that's like, you know, really soft and smudgy, they're not that. They're more like a wax crayon. They just have this really cool property where they are also, water soluble. And I'm just randomly putting colors in spots. I'm just making marks. I'm not trying to like make this be anything super special. And to be clear, I'm probably going to get some mud, as we like to call it, because I'm mixing a yellow with a blue, so it's going to end up being a little green, but that's okay. That just neutralizes it. I did watch a lot of, man, I got like in some weird rabbit holes over the holiday break on YouTube. Let me tell you, I got into like some hardcore watercolor artists. I don't even know how they got in my feed, but there they were. And I was like, well, okay, cool. Guess we are interested in this now. And that's what I did. I watched watercolor artists and I learned about mother color. I know, you'll have to look it up. I can't explain it because I didn't like grasp the concept fully, but okay, there's the other one. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna let those dry. I'm gonna put my crayons back. I am going to go find some, collage papers in these colors, and maybe even I know none of this is where it was, and y'all are like, Laura. I'm gonna go find some collage papers in these colors, and hopefully also find a focal point or two. So I'm gonna go do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually had an idea, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do another layer. So I've got these watercolors down, and I realized, you know what I haven't used is I have these India inks, and they're Dr. P.H. Martin's India inks, and I put them in my own little dropper containers. I forget the containers they come in. I think it's just a small little jar. So I put them in those. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I have these distress oxide and spray stains. And I was like, you know what? These are all the right colors. So this is turquoise. This is yellow ochre, which is similar to camel, close enough. And then I've got mowed lawn for the Kelly green, and I've got chipped sapphire for either the dark blue or the steel blue, because depending on how you spray it, it's going to be either darker or a little bit lighter. So those are all the colors. So I thought, let's see what we can do to add another layer on these before we get into the collaging, which I have a really interesting technique that I kind of want to try. Well, all right, it's an interesting collage medium, maybe. So the first thing that I want to do is, I think I want to try a little drop of this, like that. And then I'm going to spray it with some water. Let's get that out of the way. There it goes. That's what I was looking. I was looking for that bloom. The bloom. And then I'm just gonna, we're getting messy. This is the year of making a mess. I want to do things that my mother would have flipped her ever-loving lid about. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of yellow ochre. Well, actually there's enough yellow in that one. I'll put more yellow on this piece in a minute. I'm going to spray some oxide for a little bit of green. Whoa, Should have been back a little further. That's fine. It's all right. You're like, how are you going to fix that? Oh my gosh, Laura, how are you going to fix it? Oh, honey, I don't know. I have no idea. We're just experimenting and letting things happen. There we go. There we go. I'm going to lay that down. And I'm going to hit it with my heat tool. So I'm going to do that real fast, and you can watch if you want. Nah, we'll just fast forward. Okay, I also blotted a little bit of it off. All right, now I'm going to spray it with this chipped sapphire, but I'm way up here. Like, see, I'm way up here. And I'm spraying slowly. Here we go. And I'm going to hit that with the heat tool. Okay, so I set that one off to dry. It's like soaking wet, so it needs a long time to dry. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to drop that on. I'm gonna let that go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of this yellow ochre. And maybe it will mess everything up and it will look terrible. I don't know. Who can tell? All right. And then I'm gonna spray that. All right, and then I am gonna hit this with the heat tool. Okay, and then I'm going to spray some mowed lawn really high up. Actually, let's do the chipped sapphire first. So I'm very high up again, just like that. My paper is still damp, as you can see, and then there we go. And then for this one, I'm actually going to spray water on it, but from high up. Actually, I'm going to go lower down because what I want are drops. And I think I just sprayed my color cube. All right, and then I'm going to hit it with the heat gun again, and then I'm going to go set it off to dry. Okay, and then the interesting thing that I'm going to do is I really like all of this that's down here. So I think all I'm going to do is try and pick it up. Now I may not be able to because these crayons are kind of waxy, so they do create a resist. So I'm gonna see if I can pick up any of this at all. And I may not be able to. There we go. Oh, there's a little. Okay. All right, and then for this one, we're gonna do mowed lawn. We're just adding layers. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I messed it up, my thing is ugly, keep adding layers. Keep adding layers until it's no longer ugly to you. All right, so there's that. Spray it all with water. And then I'm gonna add a little bit. Whoops, okay. And then we're gonna douse it with water. Okay, now you may be thinking, Laura, you covered up all those beautiful lines. I didn't, you can still see them. You can still see them. They still give an element of texture back there. All right, I'm gonna spray a little bit of green. Like that. And then I'm going to do that, and then I'm gonna go set it off to dry. All right, so we've done all that. They're drying. I'm gonna get some collage papers together. This is what I currently have. I thought this was like, I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of got the aqua and the camel, but actually I don't think that would work. I think we're gonna do some very simple neutral things in the background, and I gotta go find some focal points. Okay, friends. Can you tell what I figured out to do? Is it noticeable? It probably is. One thing I did forget to show you is that on one side of the card, you get all of these colors and then the different tones of the colors or shades. And then on this side, you get the colors of all the same tone or shade, and then a reference picture. So ours is a peacock. Of course it is. When I flipped that over, I was like, oh, I forgot that they do that. So yes, these cards all have that. So we have all of this. I think you can assume what I'm going to do here. I was like, you know what I haven't used in forever? Washi tape. And I happen to have these washi tapes, which actually have these colors in them. So this is gold and dark blue. So it's that camel color and that dark blue. And so I thought, well, this is going to be great. So I want to use it, but maybe not on the circle one, maybe on this one. And then I have some more that I really like that have other colors. Do I want to do like big like that? I don't know. Oh, that's really cool. You can kind of see through it. I'm going to tear off a piece of this because I want a piece of that. It's not sticky in the least. This came from Temu. So it isn't very sticky. What I really wanted to use, I had the idea of using, were these florals that I have. And I have a lot of florals. So let's see. Let me just pick some out real fast. I like this one. It's got the correct colors that I want. So I'm going to take that one. And then I'm going to take, I'm going to take this one. It's a dark blue as well. I'm trying to take the darker colors. Here we go. There's some dark blues and there's a light blue. What I'm really wanting is some of those florals that I had. Here's some Tim Holtz tapes, which are probably dark enough and neutral enough to work. There's some ones there that might be okay, but I think I'm going to pass on those for right now. All right, so I've got that. I'm even going to throw that one in. Okay, so here's what I have. I have my 3 pages, which are already starting to curl. They're dry. They're just starting to curl because it's very dry out here. I'm going to put that there. I have these washi tapes that I've picked out. And what I want to do is I'm just going to sort of collage the background with some of these pieces of paper and some washi tape and see what we come up with. So I'm going to speed this up and give you some chill beats. And let me do this. I'm going to leave the camera running. I'll give you some chill beats. And then we'll come back and we'll be ready for our focal points. And I have collected some focal points here, or some pieces here that came out of these. I have these little boxes where I just store like little random things. And I did go through those and select some little bits that we're going to play with. So, all right, let's do this and then we'll be back. Okay, so I kind of got stuck, not stuck, I kind of got lost in flow, and I did the focal points, but at least you got to watch, right? So that's good. I turned on some music and then I was just like doing it, and I was like, oh, I wasn't going to do the focal points in this session. I was going to do it live, but okay. So anyway, and then I just picked out 3 phrase stickers. I got these from Temu, I think, and I'm not like a huge fan of them, but I want to use them. I don't want to just throw them away. So I have these 3, and I picked 3 that would go with her, and then I'm going to pick the one that I like with her because she's like drinking a bottle of beer. And then I'll put the other 2 on these other 2 ones. So I've got Make Yourself Proud, which is hilarious. I have Creativity Takes Courage of the liquid variety, and Begin an Adventure, because, you know, she looks like she's ready to start an adventure. She might put on pants. Y'all watch out. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is Creativity Takes Courage, because I think that's funny. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on that. It's very hard to do, and we're going to put it right there. So there's that one. And then I've got this one, which I think needs to be Make Yourself Proud. Because I just feel like this little statue with this little dress is feeling a little proud. I definitely need something over here, but I feel like the word shouldn't be over there. Well, the word's going to go over here. What if I did it like that? It's kind of floating in space, but you know what? This is the Halfass Crafter. We do dangerous things. And then this one is Begin an Adventure, because she's very adventuresome. She's like a statue, butterfly, forest sprout thing. So, you know, there we go. Begin an Adventure. Can I move this? Well, I can move one side, but not the other. Weird. There we go. That kind of gets lost there, actually. I'm going to put it right there. There we go. All right, so we did our 3 pages. This is it. The first art project in the new year, and it's in the little art journal. Where's my little art journal? It's right here. There's a beautiful snow falling outside, which I wish I could show you, but that would be a little cumbersome because you're in a mount. So, all right, here we go. Begin an Adventure. Make Yourself Proud. And Creativity Takes Courage. So maybe those are our 3 phrases for the new year, y'all. Grab a beer, make yourself proud, and begin an adventure. All right, that's it. That's going to do it for our first art video of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. I love this little art journal. I'm going to see if I can find it online, and I'll link it below because it's just such a good size. I know this is the first version. There's a new version that has, I think it has more holes in it. But it's the same size. But I'm going to find it and link it for you because a lot of people say they like this size, and I do too. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new year. We're going to have a blast this year. Catch you next time. Bye.